Hi everyone. Today we're going to look at the notes on the back of GO2, and we're going to continue our conversation of special angles. Now, you will notice on the notes that there's nothing for you to fill in, but I would like for you to fill in the angle measures as I go through, and I want to talk about these definitions. It's really important that you know these terms and that you know what these terms mean. So make sure that as we're going through here, you're understanding what each of these terms means. We have looked at supplementary, complementary, and vertical angles, and we've looked at them kind of in relationship to one or two angles. If you notice in the diagram, I have three lines. I have line M and line N, and I am telling you that line M and line N are parallel. And then I have this third line, this line L. Now, line L has a special name, and line L is called a transversal. A transversal is just a line that intersects two or more other lines. Okay, it doesn't matter what kind of lines they are. If it intersects two or more, it's called a transversal. When the lines that the transversal intersects are parallel, then I have special pairs of angles that are formed. Now, the relationship between these angles exists because the lines are parallel. So when two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, special pairs of angles are formed. There are four pairs of angles that we are going to look at: alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding, and same side interior. The first pair of angles we're going to look at are alternate interior angles. If you think about the words that make up alternate interior, they kind of help you see where the alternate interior angles are located. Alternate interior angles, well, they're on opposite sides. Interior, they're inside the parallel lines. So alternate interior angles are angles that are on opposite sides of the transversal inside the other two lines. The important thing about alternate interior angles is they are congruent. Angle 3 and angle 6 are alternate interior angles. Angle 4 and angle 5 are alternate interior angles. 3 and 6 are congruent. 4 and 5 are congruent. So let's see how this will look. Let's say that angle 3 is 120 degrees. Okay, I'm going to give you that measure. Well, if angle 3 is 120 degrees, angle 6 is also 120 degrees. They are alternate sides of the transversal inside the parallel lines. Alternate interior angles are congruent. Now, how does that help us find 4 and 5? Well, look at what I have here. I have a straight line. Those are supplementary angles, 3 and 4. So if I know that angle 3 is 120, angle 4 has to be 60 degrees. Supplementary angles equal 180. Angle 4 and angle 5 are alternate interior angles. Angle 4 and angle 5 are congruent. They both equal 60 degrees. Again, I could look and identify that as supplementary, but it's good to know then that my angles are both going to be equal. Alternate interior, inside, opposite side of the transversal. They are congruent. The second pair of angles that are formed are alternate exterior angles. Now, again, alternate interior are inside. Well, alternate exterior are on the outside of the parallel lines. So again, I have two pairs. Opposite sides outside the other two lines. Alternate exterior angles are also congruent. Well, I can figure out angle 1 a couple ways. 4 and 1 are vertical, so that's 60 degrees. 1 and 3 are supplementary, 180. But now I also know that angle 8 is 60 degrees because they're alternate exterior angles. I know that 7 is 120 degrees, vertical angles there. That means that 2 is also 120 degrees. Alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles are also congruent. The next pair of angles I'm going to look at are corresponding. Now, corresponding angles sometimes get to be a little bit confusing, but kind of look and listen to how I describe them. Corresponding angles are angles that are in the same position on two lines in relation to the transversal. So if I look at angle 1 and angle 5 and angle 5 are corresponding. Notice that they're on the left side of the transversal. They're above the parallel line. Angle 2 and angle 6 are corresponding angles. They're on the right side of the transversal, above the parallel line. Angle 3 and angle 7 are corresponding. Left side, but they're below the line. Angle 4 and angle 8 are corresponding. Right side of the transversal, below the lines. Notice, corresponding angles are also congruent. 1 and 5 equal 60. 2 and 6 equal 120. 3 and 7 equal 120. 4 and 8 equal 120. Corresponding angles. 4 pairs are formed when I intersect a pair of parallel lines. The last pair of angles we're going to look at are called same side interior angles. Now, be careful. You'll notice that with alternate interior, exterior, and corresponding, they're all congruent. Same side interior angles are not congruent. Same side interior angles, go back up to the diagram, are inside the parallel lines on the same side of the transversal. So 3 and 5 are same side interior angles. 4 and 6, same side interior angles. Now, what do you notice about those? They're not congruent, they're supplementary. Angle 3 is 120, angle 5 is 60. That equals 120. Angle 4 is 60, angle 6 is 120. That's 180. Same side interior angles. They are supplementary. They equal 180 degrees. Now, look over the notes. Make sure you understand those angle relationships. You need to fill in your Google form. Make sure if you have any questions, you write them down.